Have you ever wondered why every celebrity seems to own a business these days? George Clooney with Casamigos, Gwyneth Paltrow with Goop, Mark Wahlberg with F45, Municipal, and Wahlburgers, or Ryan Reynolds owning every business under capitalism's fiery sun. Sometimes it seems like celebrities are making headlines more for the businesses they own than the movies that they're in. And while there's probably many reasons for why this trend is happening, the question I want to know is, why are they buying coffee businesses? I'm Patrick, this is Charlie, and today we're going to be talking about celebrity coffee brands. A couple of years ago, I reviewed YouTuber coffee brands, and since then, I feel like the trend of celebrities owning coffee businesses has gotten even bigger. So I wanted to revisit this trend and focus more on folks from the silver screen than the black mirror. What I find interesting about movie stars starting coffee brands is they probably don't need to in the same way that like YouTube or internet creators might. Most YouTube creators can't do what they do on ad revenue alone, so they rely on things like brand deals and merch, sometimes coffee, but usually t-shirts. We all know this. So why on earth are massive movie stars like Hugh Jackman and Robert Downey Jr. starting coffee businesses? I think there's two sort of key factors at play, and the first is that Hollywood is changing. And I'm not just talking about streaming. Movie stars don't really have the same power that they used to. Hollywood used to rely on star power from people like Leonardo DiCaprio and Meryl Streep to get asses in seats. But increasingly, I think we're seeing Hollywood rely more on franchises and intellectual property. And they can fill these roles with just about any actor they want.
I'm basically just rich and nuts.
Adam Conover made a really great video on this topic if you're interested in taking a bit of a deeper dive. The second reason is coffee is kind of a perfect product. Everybody drinks it, it makes you feel good, you can package it kind of however you want to, and it's a recurring purchase, so it's perfect for like a subscription model. Shout out my subscription coffee service if you want to support me on Patreon. So it makes total sense why celebrities have flocked to coffee. Now, before I start ripping into celebrity coffee businesses, I wanted to make sure that I did my due diligence, so I ordered a few to try them for myself. We're gonna start off with Huey Boy and Laughing Man Hugh's Blend. I'd say bad diner coffee is how this tastes. There's not a lot of redeeming qualities about it, truthfully. Bright, rich, and crisp. None of those words would describe what I tasted. So our next coffee, Sofia Vergara with her Dios Mio. Oh my God. It's certainly not very good, but it's not the worst one. I think Hugh's is definitely a lot worse. I mean, it still tastes like kind of generic pot of coffee. Next up is Happy. This is pre-ground because it's all I could find. And it looks like it comes in a Target like vitamin box. I don't know. Or detergent. Like this looks like something that would be in Target, but it doesn't look like coffee. So let's see if it tastes like coffee. Bright and smooth, buttery cashew notes that back up our seriously delicious trademark. It's got a weird flavor. It has a very odd flavor that I don't enjoy. Notes of cashew and elation. I don't think, that's not what elation tastes like to me. This tastes pretty bad. I think this might be my least favorite. I think I really need some water. Like this is not a bit. This is like my mouth is feeling very gross. Now, if you know anything about any of these coffee brands, you might be saying, hey, that's not super fair. Maybe these don't taste great, but at least they do a lot of good. For example, Happy works to support mental health by giving a stake in its business to the National Alliance on Mental Health. Dios Mio sources coffee from women farmers in Colombia, and Laughing Man has a foundation. So maybe you're right, maybe they are doing a lot of good. Or maybe those things are there because coffee is grown primarily in developing nations and relies on cheap labor, and these people are rich celebrities and they want you to feel good about buying their coffee. But who's to say? I do want to be super clear, I'm not trying to shit on them for like doing good things. It's more that like the information about the good stuff they're doing feels pretty shallow. Like Laughing Man has a single web page about their foundation and there's no external links to like any other articles or things that they've done. Dios Mio has like a short blurb on each of the farmers that they work with, which, you know, that's fine. And Happy definitely has more information about their partnership, but it seems like it's mostly a separate business that the National Alliance on Mental Health has a stake in. And again, none of these are bad things. They have more information about the good things they're doing than I do on my own website.
Greenwashing.
That's textbook pandering.
Now, because these are movie stars, I figure I should grade them on a movie scale. So Morbius is gonna be 1, and The Grand Budapest Hotel is gonna be a 10. Laughing Man Coffee, I'm gonna give the grade of Liam Neeson action movie. You can pick any of them that you like, it doesn't really matter which one, because they're not gonna be good, but I definitely know what I'm in for.
If I find out you had anything to do with my granddaughter disappearing, you're gonna need more men.
For Dios Mio, I'm gonna give it the grade of Ghostbusters, because it's not great, but it's cool that it's all women.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, did you want to?
Sorry, I'll let you.
Next time.
For Happy, I'm gonna give it the grade of The Cat in the Hat because it's mass market, it's weird, and I definitely didn't like it. After trying each of these coffees, here are my mostly cynical thoughts. These coffees are really perfect examples of what I would call slop coffee. It's coffee that you buy because the packaging is pretty, you saw an ad for it, or you like the celebrity that it's associated with. Maybe you see it at the store and you think, oh, that looks interesting. I wonder if it's any good. So you buy it, bring it home, and try it for the first time, and you find that it tastes just like every other grocery store coffee that you've ever tried. That's slop coffee. And much like internet slop, it's not trying to be good. See, slop coffee doesn't need to be good. It's not trying to be good. It just needs to be there.
Be there.
That's it.
Just be there. No matter where he goes, be there. He gets a drink, be there. He talks to his friends, be there. At the end of the night, be there. It's called the Joe Biden.
Now you might be thinking, Patrick, you're just jealous. This is like a little bit mean. And on the one hand, yes, I definitely am jealous that these people who have never roasted coffee in their life are able to start a coffee business and get space on shelves and largely be successful in that endeavor. But on the other hand, I'm like really not, because I don't think most of these celebrities are really running these businesses. And I started this because I actually like roasting coffee. James Hoffman did this really interesting video on celebrity coffee. And in that, he had an interview with one of the companies that helps roast for a lot of these types of businesses. It's a really great video and you should definitely check that out if you haven't already, but I wanted to play this clip from the interview because I feel like it perfectly encapsulates how this industry works.
The team is almost operating on a paint by numbers. We no longer produce products, we produce a code. So that code, that every blend will have a code, that raw material has to be managed in that, and so the team are only managing that. We don't change blends or anything. You're in control of the process, you own the facility basically. So my team just execute your instructions. You can define how far you want to go, i.e. with the coffee, also with the packaging. So we'll go and do fully bespoke, and we can go and get the artwork, we can have a design team that can help you do the artwork, or you say, I just do me a label quickly, easily, and I can do a label, we can do a label within the next couple of days. You sign off to the artwork and it gets on a generic bag and a label.
When I looked into why most of these celebrities started their coffee businesses, the overwhelming answer was that they just love coffee. See, Sophia is a coffee lover, an expert through and through. She knows her beans like nobody's business, and finding a cup that measured up to her high standards was not an easy task. It was in 2009 when our founder, Hugh Jackman, actor and coffee lover, but until then, not much of a farmer, that's like a weird sentence, and his wife Deb traveled to the region to see what it takes to grow the beans the world takes for granted every single day. Robert loves coffee and he loves making people happy. Have you met the guy? No, I haven't met the guy. He's like super famous. He could make a rock laugh. What? Who wrote this? But here's the thing, loving coffee is not unique. It's the equivalent of putting The Office as your favorite TV show on your Hinge profile. It may be true, but give us a better answer. Now look, I'm sure you might be thinking that I'm being a little bit harsh on these folks for their entrepreneurial spirit, but the truth is I'm being harsh because I feel like we deserve better than this. To be clear, I think it's totally fine for these celebrities to go and start a coffee business, even though it's a little annoying to just hear about it all the time. What I don't like though is seeing celebrities sling coffee that they don't seem to care much about, that they claim is special and handcrafted and unique and taste delicious. I can assure you after tasting them, they are not. And that's because building something like that takes a lot of time, effort, and care, and it's just not something I'm seeing from any of these coffees. Now look, I didn't want to end the video on a super sour note, so I did find a celebrity coffee brand that I think is doing a lot of things right. It's a coffee brand called Big Face, and it's started by NBA star Jimmy Butler. And it stood out to me when I was doing research for this video for a couple of reasons. Number one is the branding is definitely unique and has its own identity. Whether or not it's like your vibe or your thing is another story, but you can definitely tell somebody put a lot of work into this. But more importantly, it feels like they had a lot of love and respect and care for what specialty coffee could be and wanted to bring that to folks in the basketball community. It feels a lot more like bringing two things you love together than taking a generic brand of coffee and slapping a celebrity name and face on it and calling it a day. And lastly, the coffee doesn't suck. Last but not least, can Jimmy Butler save us? That is very good. I'm very happy with this. Hey, especially after these other three, like this is actually good coffee. All right, Jimmy Butler, not bad, my guy. Big Face, great work. I'm gonna finish this. This is really good. All right, that's probably enough ranting from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you're curious about the YouTuber coffee that I did last time, I took a bit of a different angle with it and dived a little bit more into like the roasts and stuff like that. So check out that video. And if not, then I will see you Monday.